Hi guys, it's Fred here, and in today's video I'm going to show you a really simple circuit that you can use to help reduce your tensor fascial latae pain. So let's jump into it and I'll run through the circuit and why I use this with a lot of clients. So starting off, this is going to be a strength-based circuit. Now why do we want to focus on strength as opposed to static stretching or other mobility routines you might have seen? Well, the TFL, or the tensor fascial latae, TFL for short, why is it getting tight or painful? That's the question you really want to be asking yourself. It's not like, can I just fix this issue? It's actually like, what is the root cause of the issue? And more than likely, other muscles, other tissues, other structures are compensating for movement and strength in that area. And so if we just focus on that area and we just stretch it and get some short-term pain relief, we're not actually attacking the root cause of the issue. So by looking at the hip as a whole structure, because the TFL is a hip muscle, looking at the hip as a whole structure and looking at what movements the hip has. So the hip has flexion, abduction, adduction, extension, and then lateral and medial rotation. So if we look at all those movements, what exercises can we do to train all those movements, start off nice and slow, and then build up some strength through full range of motion in all of those? That is the best bang for your buck approach to sorting out these sorts of issues, okay? So, because the hip has so many planes of motion. So, the circuit, what you're going to need is a resistance band, or you're going to need a cable machine. And a cable machine with a pulley attachment that you can attach onto your calf would be ideal. So, the first exercise is going to be hip flexion. So, 20 reps on this, either with a band or on the cable machine. Then you're going to go straight into 20 reps of hip extension. Now, hip flexion is fairly straightforward. No particular cues needed there. Just make sure you're not overly crunching as you go through that. Hip extension, a lot of people get this really wrong. So don't arch your lower back and stick your bum out. Make sure you have a nice neutral spine. Your spine's pretty relaxed. And then you're only going as far as your glute allows with the range of motion. Okay, so that's exercise number 2, 20 reps on there. No rest in between these. This is a big superset, well, a quad set if you like. Exercise number 3 is hip abduction, so away from you. Again, 20 reps on here. No major cues here, nothing of major concern. Just make sure, again, your leg isn't coming like miles out to the side. Just go through what your glute allows. And then exercise number 4 is hip adduction, which is towards the middle of your body or across your body. Okay, and that's 20 reps there again. So 3 sets, 20 reps on one leg through all those 4 exercises. Then rest, have like 30, 40 seconds rest, then swap legs, do it all on the other leg, and then have a longer rest in between the sets. In terms of what weights and what effort I want you to put in, if you think about that RPE scale, where 0 is so RPE is rate of perceived exertion, so 0 is no effort, 10 is max effort. I want you to be around that 3 to 4 out of 10. So it's not quite a warm-up and it's not quite like balls to the walls training. It's somewhere in the middle, just so we're getting blood flow to the area. We're building up some strength, but we're not in agony as we start to do it. So if you get a little bit of pain when you start to do this circuit, that's absolutely fine, but don't go above a 3 out of 10. So if 10 was the max pain score, the worst pain you can imagine, and 0 was nothing, I don't want you to go above a 3 out of 10. So if that means starting off with a band instead of the cable machine, do that. If that means starting off with a really, really light band, do that. Or on the cable machine, if that means don't use your ego and dropping the weight like right to the lowest weight on the cable machine, do that. Just don't go above that 3 out of 10. And then as you progress, as you get more confident, as the brain understands that it can load that tissue, then you can start to build the weight and the intensity from there. So in terms of how you structure this within a training session, it depends on how severe the TFL issue is. So if it's not particularly irritable, it's just started popping up the last few weeks, I would just add this into your warm-up at the start of either your gym sessions or the other activities that the TFL might be flaring up, so like running, walking, etc., etc. If this issue has been going on for quite a long time and it gets aggravated quite easily, I would do this circuit every day or every other day, depending on what you can manage, and I would take a bit of a deload off the traditional gym stuff that that is aggravating it. I would still work around it and do stuff that isn't aggravating it, but potentially things that could be like really heavy squats, really heavy split squats, things like that. I would just either knock the weight down if you can manage those with minimal pain, or if it's too irritable, they're causing a lot of pain, I would just take out those exercises, use this circuit, and then build back up gradually, okay, as the pain allows, and as your strength allows as well, okay? So hopefully you found that video helpful. Any questions, just drop them in the comments down below, or recommendations for future videos. And if you're interested in what we do at FCR from an online rehab point of view, just check out the link in the description down below.